we are live again. Finally, we are back again. This has been such a long wait. A lot of reasons as to why I was gone. Starting with this beautiful mic right here. It was unfortunately broken beyond repair and we had to get it fixed up. And finally, now that has cleared up, now that that's out of the way, we can get started back again with both of our streams, both the 6 p.m. and the 8 p.m. stream. This is us reviewing awesome award sites of the year. I know we always review awards sites of the day, but this is a nice switch, so we're just looking at award sites of the year, and also we're going to be taking a look at all of the different things that go into making sites like these. I know we don't have a background yet. We will get right on it. We'll fix it up, but up until then, let's just jump into whatever we have planned for today. Today we are looking at 6 completely awesome, unbelievable UI designs, 6 actual websites that are just so incredible. Let's just start with the first one. Let me just make myself smaller, and I hope I am smaller now on the screen. Now that we have that out of the way, let's just go to our first site. This is Corn Revolution, and it's a funny site really, because when you think of advanced awesome UI designs, Corn is not the first thing that comes to your mind, but they have done an amazing job at just making this whole thing work. So I just took a look at this a little bit before we started the stream. Let's just go back to where this site starts from. The nice thing about the site is it just keeps storing where you were last time, which means last time I was checking this site out, they just stored my location, which is completely weird, but we are back again. Let's just take a look at the first screen we have. Completely awesome site, completely awesome image, but at the same time, you do not expect something this beautiful to come out of a topic as simple as corn. Again, a beautiful gradient in the background. That right off the bat, there are a couple of things that I want to get into. There is a beautiful gradient at the background. When you hover over Corn Revolution, the title text, you get this amazing disintegrated atom kind of effect, which is super duper awesome from the perspective of UI design, but a complete nightmare when you're trying to code it up and implement it. Again, a very, very simple layout, not a lot of stuff that's just busy on the screen, but as you start to scroll, you start to see why this site is so fun. Right off the bat, you see this amazing cut effect, which just is right there when you're scrolling. And again, you can explore the library, you can see a very, very simple navigation section. I am a fan of the way they've handled navigation here. They've just broken it down into 3 different sections and are using sub circles here to cover up how much of the section has been covered. The navigation part is very, very simple. They've added a nav bar, and also they have a logo here, they have a title, they have a description. When you hover over the title, once again you have an awesome effect, keeping in line with the principle that once you design a very, very good looking UI component, make sure to reuse it a bunch of times, just so that there is a sense of uniformity in your whole UI. Again, videos in the background which are super duper cool, which have a really, really cool level of effect to them, which is why the site just works together. The layout in itself is very, very simple. One of the things that just gives it the complete effect that the site is going for is the background video, the background effects that are continuously going on, and you can also control these using your cursor, which is a nice effect, and they sort of move around like that. You can also hover over this title and it sort of disintegrates into this weird, again, icon atomy feel. We could make this at some point in Figma, or we could code it up. This is a really, really nice effect as far as new effects and sites are concerned. This is amazing work at that. Just so awesome. And as soon as you start to scroll, you start to see the whole story being told from the perspective of the background video. So there is a whole story of corn, just all of these seeds that basically come down into a plant, and then the plant sort of grows up. There isn't a lot of complicated layout stuff going on here, but the background video gives so much sense to the story that the site becomes a success just by that. And with that said, I don't mean they haven't done a good job while making the site, this effect is to die for, super duper cool stuff. But a lot of why this site works so well is the background video and the way it tells a story. If your site tells a story, I think you're 80% there as far as a close win is concerned. So that's always nice. And let's just keep on scrolling, a bunch of these coming and going, a bunch of them telling a story again and again. And once you're done with the first circle, it takes you to the second circle, and it starts to tell you 3 different stories through 3 different navigation sections, which is a cool effect. And I believe this video just keeps on running continuously. You can use your cursor to sort of affect it by a couple of degrees, but this is, I believe, the same video over and over again, and then the site just starts from this page and ends from this page of convolution once again, which is a super duper cool effect, starting and going full circle, coming back to your first page at the end is another really, really cool site effect that we can learn from. Let's go to our next site. The next site that we're talking about today is Pangram Foundry. This is related to fonts. Foundry is fonts. This is related to fonts, which is why it has me interested. I believe there is a little bit of fun you can have here with the fonts that they do offer. Pangram Foundry is a fonts site. They have all fonts and font starter packs and stuff related to fonts that they offer. I believe this is a site where you can buy fonts. Again, fan of the slider, the way it just swooshes in, and I didn't even scroll it. I think it scrolled automatically, but the way it works, the way the whole slider works, and the way every single slide gives you a completely different feel is awesome stuff. You keep on scrolling, and very, very simple layout, very, very different from what we usually see. There is a little bit of a description text here, there is a little bit of description text here, a couple of icons at the top, a couple of icons at the bottom. Here's one thing that they have right. They have the light mode, dark mode toggle figured out. That's nice, especially at the top bar. Sometimes dark mode, light mode toggles are present at the bottom, which is a bummer really, because you want to be able to change the dark mode, light mode versions right from the beginning of the site. So that's one thing they got right. Again, this is the actual meat and potatoes of what we've been waiting for. This is the actual site. This is all of the different fonts that they offer, all of the different foundries that they offer. You can choose a font, and again, as soon as you hover over it, you get a really, really beautiful visual into what this font would look like. You can hover over the eye element, and it gives you an example of the places this font has been used at, which is an awesome effect. Like, check this out. This is a GIF or a couple of images playing, but the level of visual that they provide you when you hover over one of these is just super duper incredible. Check it out. You hover over the eye element, and it just gives you this beautiful weird slideshow of every single place this font has been used at ever. Like, you guys have to go and check this site out now. All of the links are in the description, and it gives you all of the different intros as to where this font has been used. This is the most wonderful way I've ever seen people express fonts ever, so that's always cool. Let's just keep on searching. Again, a little bit of a bento grid, but then they didn't do it completely, which is not a problem. They've just added a couple of images here and then added a little bit of description. This is a broken sort of bento grid where you have things aligned in lines, but also you don't care of the height of the images, which is a different switch definitely from what we usually do. You can check out all of the different fonts, everything that they do here. Overall, this is a simple site, not a lot of awesome, super duper cool hover effects and font effects happening, but the way they present the font, which is the job of this site. This is a font selling sort of site, so their whole job is to sell fonts and sell you on how this font is a nice one. This effect makes the day for me. The slider in the hero section, and then this see it yourself kind of effect for each of these fonts just makes my day. Is absolutely why this site is a complete success as site of the year. Let's just go to the next site. Again, we've finally started this stream again after a really, really long break. Say hi in the chat, everybody. This is super awesome to be back here again. Now we are looking at Prometheus Fuels, a fuel site. Today we're looking at so many different sites, a corn site and a font site all in the same video. This is crazy. A super long intro navigation, but it does become worth it when you enter the site. Again, this is a video that you can sort of control with your cursor. You can just hover over it, and that just lets you control it with the cursor. a little bit of text here, a little bit of text at the top, a little bit of text at the bottom. Again, this is something I say when you're designing with blobs, and this is something I say when you're using any sort of data. If you have text here, you could use text at the top left and the bottom right, or you could use the same exact element at the top left and bottom right. And so when you're using opposite corners, that just gets a whole layout in a specific appeal. You can keep on scrolling, and this video is basically continuously progressing along as you keep on scrolling. The font changes, definitely there is a little bit of animation here, not a lot of layout work per se, not a lot of fancy fonts work per se. This is a lot of why this site works is videos in the background that just tell a story. And this was also the case with Corn Revolution. One of the reasons these sites work so well is they tell a story successfully with a background video, which is a little bit of it can be controlled with your cursor. If you are interested in how you use videos and how you use images to control them with the cursor, you can check out the unicorn cursor control video that we did a couple of days ago in the past live streams on this channel. Again, a super duper nice story that's told through the background videos. There isn't a lot of layout work here, there isn't a lot of cool navigation bars, cool weird work here. Simple button just that reduces opacity when you hover over it. Nothing too complicated as far as layouts happening. All of you watching, even if you're a beginner in UI design, could make a site like this today, tomorrow, this week, just if you have the right kind of video, if you are able to tell the right kind of story. This is not a very, very technically complex site. The implementation is super simple, but the fact that they tell a story is enough for us to say this is a great site. If you can tell a story through your site, it doesn't matter what skill level of advanced UI techniques, advanced web development techniques you're at, you will automatically be a success. Raj says, I'm alive. Yes, I am. Completely. Still breathing. We had an issue with the mic, by the way, which is why I was off for a really long time. We shouldn't have, but this was not working. A lot of different mic issues left and right, and that just... Manish says, I like your confidence. Should I not be confident? Should I be nervous? Is there any reason for me to be nervous? As far as confidence goes, all beginners in UI design can design this site with confidence. The only reason this works, the only reason Corn Revolution worked is because, like me, look at me bragging, they have the right confidence, they have the right storytelling mindset to get it across. A lot of what they do isn't very, very complex work here. They don't do a lot of math here, they don't do a lot of crazy science here. They just get these things working right through the power of storytelling. And even as I speak, there is so much story going on in the background. You could sit here for an hour, dissect it. And I think that's pretty much it for the site. There is a simple navigation bar. I don't have high hopes from it. Check it out. I was wrong. There is a lot of cool stuff happening. We could make something like this, a full page navigation bar at some point. This is, again, really, really nice. Having all of your primary colors in this weird image overlay and having some text on top of it. This is something we keep on doing. You could change all of your titles, and check this out. Mission has this wonderful video at the front. This is a wonderful way to show what your mission is. Prometheus was founded by this. And again, using a little bit of text per screen, not bombarding the person with a lot of text, really does help to get people introduced to your site. A lot of text here, which I'm not personally a fan of. You could maybe make it a little bit lighter. There is a ton of text that maybe you don't want to read up front. Having it be line by line, having it be paragraph by paragraph, or just including a couple of images might make the whole UI experience simpler. But overall, they try to tell a story. At their very core, they always try to tell a story. I will say that this story is particularly long and complicated, and people don't want to read a story up front if it's just such a huge piece of text. But the reason this site works is because it just tries to tell a story, and this is a testament to the fact that if you try to tell a story, even if you don't have the most advanced engineering skills ever, you will still succeed. Let's go to the next site. This site has to do with tribes. Nomadic tribe. I don't know what this site is yet. I just wanted to appear smart, so I said whatever I had to. Let's just keep on going. I think this is a sound site, meaning it has a lot of sound in it. I should probably switch off all of the sound, because if it sounds, then stream might get taken away. Let's just mute this. I think one of my streams just went away for some reason, because probably it had a little bit of website sound in it, and I had to delete it because YouTube wasn't happy. But here we are. Enter. Why are you not moving? Nomadic tribe. This is a super cool illustration, and these text boxes sort of start to appear as soon as you spend a little bit of time on this site. It has a lot of sound if you want to check it out. It has a lot of sound, links in the description. But again, a very, very simple site that does tell a lot of story through images. Again, every single moment they have this little piece of text, and I think this is where the last site went wrong. They are also this site, Nomadic Tribe, also has a really large piece of text that they're trying to tell us, and they bring that point across with single lines of text which are comparatively easier to read. Again, awesome work as far as illustrations are concerned. Whoever is the illustrator on this, hats off to you. Great job, amazing work on the illustrations on this site, just super awesome. Again, if you like what we're doing, make sure to like this video. I am now becoming the stereotypical YouTuber and asking for more likes, but I have to, so that this stream goes to as many people as possible, and we have a lot of fun here every single day. Goodbye words. Let's hear one last time the sweet melody. Again, a lot of text here. This is sort of gamified, and the reason this works again is because they are telling us a story. I think the underlined message of today's live stream is, as long as you can tell us, this isn't a very, very complicated sentence. Nothing used here is so complicated that you can't build this as a beginner in UI design. Anyone can, as long as you have the potential and mindset of telling a story. Your site will work, and a very high chance that it will land in award sites of the year or whatever site whitelist you want it to be on. Like, it's surprisingly simple how easy it is to make a good site if you are ready to tell a story. This is just illustration work, 90%, not a lot of complicated work. In web development, a lot of this is just videos and animations, but background videos have so much power in terms of making a site work. This is pretty incredible. Again, I feel like this is a game. What is going on here? I'm still not sure what this site does. Next. I am still waiting for a nice layout kind of site. Again, a lot of illustrations telling a story. This site works. You could see it if you want to see it, which I think you should. I am still yet to know what this site does. Maybe they could have added like a sentence or a message. Is this a game? What does it do? I'm breaking down the UI, but I don't know still what this site is about. The page has been turned. 2019. May this year bring us many exciting surprises. Again, here's the funny point. I don't know still what this site is for. Why was there a site? Did I miss something? Did I not read? Maybe I didn't read, but this site is pretty well made. This tells a story. You want to check this site out, but I'm just done with the site, and I still don't know why they made the site in the first place, which is quite a bummer. But moving on to the next site, Lusion.co. Let's see what we have here. Am I still on? Yes, I am audible. Again, awesome loading animation, a little bit of an unconventional abstract way. I think we've seen this on the current awards landing page. This is stuck around for a really long time. This is one of the sites that I absolutely love on account of how much layout work they do here. This is awesome as far as the layout work is concerned. They do have a background video, they do tell a story, but it's an abstract story in the background video. There is a little bit of a logo here. There are a couple of buttons here for navigation, and this site has the stereotypical what we do sentence up front. This is something that Nomadic Tribe, the last site, was lacking. We help brands create digital experiences that connect with their audience. just having this one simple sentence is so powerful, because right off the bat you know why the site was built, which was something that the last site didn't do up until the very end. Quite disappointing, really. Again, this site has everything you'd want from a modern, minimalistic, simple, geometric site that is going on right now. So it's the site of the year, I believe, from last year. Very, very decent. But again, so much layout work that just works and is completely on point that you can do nothing but fall in love with the site. They have a title here, and they have this beautiful line here that is sort of cutting the title. This breaks the monotony of just having black and white text, adds a little bit of color, adds a little bit of visual here, makes things interesting, keeps things interesting. Usually I'm not a supporter of having huge chunks of text in one place, but just because they have this weird video going on here, it just keeps this space interesting enough that you spend a lot of time here and you end up reading it even if you don't want to. There is a lot of background splash effect happens when you hover over it, so that's great as well. You can check out the about us, you can check out all of these buttons, and also I love the SVG journey that they've done. As you keep on scrolling, this, just check out this blue line, it just keeps on increasing like it's telling a story. This is one of the other elements that tells a story. I should turn off the volume. YouTube doesn't like copyrighted sounds. This is again using the same exact layout that they did in the hero section, which follows from the principle, if you've built a beautiful component of UI design, make sure to reuse it a couple of times. They have a button here to switch off the sound, a couple of buttons that they want there to be the absolute call to action buttons, whether it's let's talk, whether it's the main menu, the things that people want to see all the time. Even if they don't want to explore the whole site, they can just check it out up front. I have no idea why this video looks like it's having a seizure, but it does. I'm just going to keep on scrolling because I don't want to watch a video. Again, this is why we do these streams. Check out the layout on this one. This is such a perfect layout as far as modern UI design is concerned. Like, if someone talks to me about modern websites, this is the best basic layout that comes into mind. Not very complicated, not a lot of fancy, cool, jazzy animations happening, although there are a couple, but they've just done such a good job at giving you the simplest layout, simplest border radiuses, very, very uniform at that, simplest line spacings. Everything is just very, very simple and very, very complex at the same time. This is completely awesome stuff. And also they have a little bit of a description here, which the last site didn't have either, so that's nice too. You can just sort of keep on scrolling, check out all of the different things that are going on here, check out all of the different projects and connect ideals to, again, the same SVG line continues here. It has changed the shade a little bit, but it just keeps on continuing, keeps on looking at the stories. This next effect is something I first found out on Apple's site on when they're introducing the iPhone and AirPods and stuff like that. This is an effect that was also present there. That's the first time I saw this effect personally. What happens now is there is a video going on that is currently viewed inside of this frame, but as you keep on scrolling, this specific object scales up, and now this video is the only thing that's on your screen, and it just plays out, whether it's text, whether it's video, whatever it is, and it tells you the complete continuous story. This is an awesome effect. We might design this someday because it's present in most modern sites now. Recent effect, new effect, but it does such a great job at telling us the story. And I have no idea why why this astronaut guy is rotating and revolving and having weird colorful seizures. What is the point of this abstract modern weirdness? But it is a little bit of creativity. It is, check this out, this is so beautiful, check it out, super duper cool. How cool is this? How cool is this for your footer, for the storytelling aspect? There isn't a lot of brainy stuff that happens here. The animation overall is very, very simple. They just have these beautiful smileys and eyes and ears and whatnot just coming up, and this is a very, very simple effect as far as UI design is concerned. Just the way they've implemented these illustrations is, this is the best image in this whole stream. Check out how cool it is. And now you can continue to scroll. I've said this before, I will say it again. When your site gets boring, change the background color, which is what they did. I love the footer. I love the way they've implemented this plain white footer. They have left us with a ton of white space, which is Great breathing room for the site, great. And also this font size is equal. Again, subtle effects that make your site work. There is one font size for the huge heading sections and one font size for the small description text, so that's just there. And again, we are back again to our loading page. I have no idea why it's loading again. Maybe it's about to show us the same site. Check it out. Where was this all along? This is even better than the hero section for some reason. Why did they wait for this long to show us this? They are still telling us a story. We are Illusion, nice to meet you. Can we just keep on scrolling? I love the way they've made the header work, and the way they just tell you a story simply. I have no idea why this site is taking us on this weird journey after the footer. What is going on here? Again, they do this right. Maybe clients of the site would find this section relevant here, but maybe they wouldn't. I have no idea right now. When their site does get boring, they do change the background color, which is a nice effect. And then you see this really cool cards effect. As soon as you start to scroll, these cards sort of come apart from the center, which is a nice effect. Strategy, creative, tech production, whatever it is that they offer as their services. Again, super nice playing cards inspired effect. Great job. Let's just keep on scrolling, and I hope this is the footer, because we already saw. The only reason I'm confused here is because we already saw a footer, and then we're seeing another footer. How many footers exist on this site? Is this the footer? Is there another footer? Check it out. The footer is back here again. What is going on? Why? Oh, so there is a next page. There are like 5 pages on this site, and all of them have the same underlying pattern. What is going on now? Wow. Raj asks, are there any cool Indian sites? I'm not sure. We've seen the space site once before. I think we have seen a couple of sites. Awwwards might have a couple of Indian sites. Might have to go there and check that out as well. Again, I think we've seen a lot of these projects, and they basically, we've seen this layout as well, so they just take the same layout, recycle it over and over again, show us 5 different sites, which is now getting boring. So I'm just going to go to our last site of the day, and then we might answer a couple of questions, maybe check out an Indian site or two. Just leave your questions in the comments right now. Am I audible? Wow, I am audible. Let's just go back to what we were talking about. This is the blimp. This is the final site for today, and it is a completely black and white site, which is a difference from what we usually see. This is a very simple site. Not a lot of color happening, not a lot of fancy fonts happening, but the things that it does do, it does them perfectly. So let's just keep on. Am I audible? Yes, I am. I have to check it a couple of times. Anyways, we're back. So this is the blimp. It's a black and white site. It uses gray for the middle color, and it also has a red highlight, which works so well. It has this really weird layout right there in the beginning, which is, I believe, inspired from the golden ratio, but not quite. They tried to maybe make it like a golden ratio, but maybe they didn't. I'm not even sure at this point. And again, all of these cards follow the same exact pattern: small title, large title, image, and a little bit of description. So maybe this is a song site. This is my pet peeve. I don't look at what this site is for. They have a huge archive. I think this is a music related site. It has to be. And I love the way the album word sort of just stretches apart as you scroll, and there is a super cool red highlight here as well. This laser pointer effect is present in the dev.to mobile app when you go offline, so that's a cool idea. Again, same exact effect keeps on being repeated a bunch of times. Soundtrack, album, whatever the first word is, stretches as you keep on scrolling. The layout in itself is very simple for all of these. The same exact image is present here, small description, large description, image, and a little bit of a line on the theme or the genre of music that they work with. Genre, how do you call it? Anyways, there is a little bit of a description here as well. There is a little bit of an explore option, and for some reason all of these sites are just sort of pulsating back and forth, opacity goes 0 1 0 1 0 1. I have no idea why this is blinking. It seems weird, and it honestly seems like a tube light that's just about to go off, but maybe it's a cool UI effect, maybe to someone's eyes. Again, soon over BA album. I don't know why they've put it like this. Maybe it's a different language. I hope this is a different language, because I don't think this is English, and this certainly does not make sense. Was this it? This seems like a pretty small site, and every single time you hover over one of these, it just gives you this weird feverish sort of black and white back and forth, which is quite weird. I have no idea what this text reads, honestly, why they broke it apart this weirdly. Again, this has been the 6 sites that we were about to review today. If you guys have any questions, just leave them in the comments really quickly. Raj asked for Indian sites. Let's search for cool, and maybe I'm just being rudimentary here, cool Indian UI design websites. Let's do a Google search. Maybe something pops up. I don't think a lot of the cool sites that I've seen that are technically Indian are present anymore. I saw a really cool site, which I saw once. I have to show you this now. Indiefolio is a site that I saw like 3 4 5 years ago, and this was a portfolio. Oh no, this isn't that site anymore. It was based on Dashavatar, the Hindu concept of 10 different gods, one after the other, and it was super duper cool stuff, but now it's not present anymore. Let's just search for Indian websites from awwwards.com. Let's give this a try. Let's give this one last Google search. Again, if you guys have any questions, let me know. These are India websites. Taza Tech Custom Software. Again, most of these sites don't have anything specifically Indian about them. The Indiefolio site that I am talking about did have a lot of very Indian native stuff with it attached to it, but that's not the case anymore. Out of all of these sites, and you can just go to award site, search for Indian websites, and I like the Finch design. Let's just go and see what this site looks like. I am a little bit interested. Check this out. This is so beautiful. Like, super cool, super professional stuff. Just check this out. This is an awards nominee yet, but I might vote for it. Just check out the way it's done. I am a little bit disappointed with the way they weren't able to get the button right. Simplest thing ever, but overall this is a nice layout. They have a logo here, a little bit of a navigation bar, and also a main call to action button, and a navigation bar here as well. They have a rounded corner which may be cut off together, which is a disappointment, but as far as the main site is concerned, very nice hover effects. Also, these icons, insight, innovation, impact, tell you their mission, vision statement, which is very key to sites like these, where design dreams meet UI UX brilliance. Super cool stuff. And also their theme color, cyan, blue, green, is here in the hover for the navigation as well. You could keep on scrolling, and you could see this super simple, super cool layout work. This is scrollable somewhat. I wasn't entirely sure because this was completely white and it was present at the very edge, but you can scroll, you can explore all of the different things that they've done. Super duper cool stuff. Again, I would like to see a little bit of fonts be fancy. You know what, I want to redesign this site now, because it does just look so cool, and yet it has so many glaring issues. I say, as a UI designer, I would like to redesign this site at some point and tackle a little bit of what I'm thinking of, because here are the things they got right. They got the color palette right, they got the main layouts right, but a lot of these little fonts and text sizing aspects they weren't just able to get that right. This button is annoying me once again. If you guys want to see me redesign the site, just type R in the comments and we'll redesign the site, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe in a video. We might, because we also have the 8 p.m. live right now where we design an amazing site. I am a little bit disappointed at why these images aren't loading. I hope there are images here. Image load time is another concept that's very important. This site could have been there but isn't quite there. Like, the first impression was super duper cool, but now Arial is not, seriously, Arial is not the font to use when you're sending a site to awwards.com. Like, Arial is not, why do you use Arial? I am so angry because they used Arial. If you guys want to see me redesign this site at the 8 p.m. stream today, just type 8 and I will redesign this in an hour on this channel. Exactly, just type 8 and I'll redesign it today, because I am absolutely enraged at why they thought using Arial was fine. Where did the Arial go? I think this site just didn't have a good load time. Maybe they just forgot about it, and now the font has loaded up, and it sort of took us, because I didn't scroll all the way to the top. It just took us there. These images have taken a hell of a long time to load, and I have techniques to make these speeds work. Why did it take so long for a site like this to load? Someone says 8, 9, 10. Fine, you know what, we will redesign this site today. I think they did an amazing job at this image, an amazing job at this whole thing. But in the spirit of coming back to this channel, and in the spirit of a lot of the things that were wrong initially with the site, I will redesign this site today. Join me back for the 8 p.m. stream in an hour so that we can design this site again. And I might try to redesign this. I might fail, I might succeed. That is up to your judgment. Anyways, that's it for this stream. I'll be back once again in an hour to talk about redesigning this site, the blimp, and hopefully we have a lot of super duper cool things that we can do. Let me just make our screen smaller. I'll try to redesign most of the sections of the site, but again, as long as you have a couple of things working right, I think that should be fine. So I will try to redesign most of the elements of the site. I will be back in an hour at 8. Anyways, I have to go now, set up for the next stream, and also a lot of the cool videos that have been going on in the background. If you guys want to see the things that are going on with the channel, make sure to follow me on Instagram. Make sure to check out the Instagram stories, because I post whatever the hell I'm doing right there in the stories. I will see you again in an hour. We will redesign the site. Be back, Alvin. Be back, Raj. Be back, everyone. I will see you again, and hopefully we'll have a fun time redesigning. Anyways, I will see you around. Keep designing. Be safe, and bye.